Hey y'all, this is Mason Saunders from the Mason Saunders Show. My dad is not here right now, so I am taking over.
Wait, what are you doing? I can't step out of the room for a second. My son was about to take over my show. Did y'all hear him? This is Mason Saunders from the Mason Saunders Show. He totally renamed the show and everything. Okay, next commercial break, you getting out. I'm not getting out. I'm not going anywhere next commercial break. That's funny, man. You nailed it. I told my son, I said, Mason, when we come back from the break, I want you to take over the show and act like I'm not in the room and all that. Can you do it? He's like, I can do it. And he nailed it. What'd you say? I just ruined it. Yeah. he said, you just ruined it. Just forget it. You ruined it. Sorry, man. I didn't want people to think you. All right, whatever. That's the whole point, right? Is to just let them feel like, oh, he was about to. Okay, sorry, I won't ruin it next time. Before we get back into our discussion, I have to thank our sponsors who make this show possible. Entourage Hair Studio, artistic director Tarina Thomas, good friend of mine, good friend of families. Look up Entourage Hair Studios, ENTOURAGE, Entourage Hair Studios, right here in Valencia, California. If you're anywhere close to Valencia, look up Tarina Thomas. Go there. She will hook you up. Another good friend, Ashanti Rucker, she has a business called I Define Me. Y'all log on to that site. Great stuff that will help you become the best you that God created you to be. Now, check out the spelling. IDFYNEME. Let me say it again. IDFYNEME.com. I Define Me. Shanky Rucker, really good friend of ours. And then last week, if you were listening, we had an awesome young lady on, Charlona Merritt, who is hosting this conference down in the heart of Los Angeles, California in August 14th and 15th. Life-changing conference with a lot of practical and spiritual tools that will make you a better you as well. Log on to Latte Life, Latte. You know how to spell latte as much as you hit up Starbucks and Coffee Bean and all that. Don't get brand new. Latte Life, LIFE.com. Log on to LatteLife.com and check that out. And then last but not least, First Freedom Bail Bonds, because every now and then you need some help. And so First Freedom Bail Bonds, for those of you who was just acting up and now you need some help getting out of the little Lego castle that they put you in,
right.
We got our own bail bonds that'll help with that service. And so Google that. First Freedom, actually is probably your third freedom, but First Freedom Bail Bonds. The last thing I want to talk about, and then we'll get back into our discussion, I'm going to be down in LA today. So for all my people here in California who are close to Los Angeles, I want you to meet me at this event. I'm hosting an awesome music event, worship event down at a church in Los Angeles. It's called People's Independent Church of Christ. People's Independent Church of Christ. And there are a lot of recording artists who are going to be singing, a lot of public speakers and ministers who are going to be taking about 5 minutes to just encourage us. I'm actually hosting the overall event. Dear friend of mine, Minister Linda Monroe, this is her conference, or rather her service that she's putting on, and she has invited me to come. The doors open at 3. It's going to be packed because that's how they roll down in LA. When they do things like this, it is standing room only. So the doors open at 3 o'clock. The event starts at 4 o'clock. So y'all, if you're close to LA, at 4 o'clock today, meet me at the People's Independent Church of Christ for a wonderful event that I will be hosting. I could run down these list of artists. Certainly you would recognize most of them, if not all of them. But I won't do that. Just meet me there. And it's free. Let me look at this again. It's free. Wow. So anyway, meet us there. It is located, for those of you who want to know, 5856 West, like north, south, east, West Boulevard. 5856 West Boulevard in Los Angeles. The zip code 90043. I'm going to put that also on my Facebook page. Speaking of Facebook, that's another way to hit me up. Log on to Facebook, search Pastor, Pastor, Marlon, Marlon, Saunders, Saunders. Search Pastor Marlon Saunders on Facebook. Send me a friend request. Hit me up. Let's connect that way. You can log on to our church website, ValenciaChristianCenter.org or .com. Valencia, Valencia, Christian, Christian, Center, CENTER.com or .org takes you to the same spot. Our guest today, my brother-in-law, Jay, you're on Facebook too.
Oh, I am. Yeah.
So they can search. You're on there twice.
I am.
So I think maybe somebody's like posing. Oh, okay. So they can search you out, Jay Stepter, STEPTER, or Elder J Stepter.
Right.
Is also your page on there as well. So y'all hit us up, connect with us. All right, let's get back into our topic. Today, you guys were talking about faith. Faith. Now, I've discovered that there is a fine line between faith and foolishness. For instance, if I have not been paying my bills, if I am messing up my credit, then it's not necessarily faith to know I'm doing the wrong thing, or I shouldn't say it like that, to know I haven't been as responsible as I know to be, but yet go and try to get an Escalade or BMW or whatever and just sit in a chair and go, I'm going to pray over the computer now, God, or touch the credit report. God, fix my credit report. That's not how that works.
No.
How do I know whether I have faith or whether I'm just trying to do my own thing and make God make my own thing work? How do I know that what I'm doing is like the right thing to do?
That's a good question. Because you can see people who have no God in their life and all their credit's perfect. They're able to buy that Escalade with no problems. They're not dancing around the computer or the car, clamming it 7 times around the Escalade and all that stuff. They don't have to do that. Right. So why do we as believers have to do that? And we don't. The same rules that apply for credit and natural laws apply to us as well. You know what I mean? That's the first thing. Because we want to shift the blame to God, right? Oh, I didn't get the Escalade. That's his fault. So...
That's a good point. I tell people all the time, I don't care how much faith you have, you climb up on the roof of any building and jump off. I mean, you could be 40-day fast. You know Jesus. You got Jesus on speed. You text Jesus this morning, good morning, and he texts you right back, good morning. You climb up on the roof of a building, you jump off, you're going to hit the ground. You're not going to be suspended in midair. You're going to hit the ground. Doesn't matter whether you are hardcore for God or not, you will hit the ground.
I'm actually laughing, Pastor, because someone has Jesus in their phone. And they got a text from Jesus.
Right. And I was like, hey, Jesus. So how do I know? I need to, and Charlona, she did a beautiful job last week. We talked a little bit about making sure you properly marry natural responsibility with spiritual responsibility, and you have a natural obligation as well. You can't just pray it all away. You can't just wake up and pray a great day and that just happen. You also have natural responsibility too.
Yeah, when you look at the word supernatural, right? People totally forget about the natural part that has to happen before God adds his super to it. And so that's what I love about the characters and the stories in the Bible. He used ordinary people like us with all the flaws and all the real type issues they're dealing with, and then he added the super to them to make sure they can accomplish what they were dealing with. So yeah, that's great. That's awesome because, what I like to think about foolishness and presumption is people want to circumvent natural things and make God or force God to make things happen in their life that wouldn't normally happen for them.
Right, absolutely. Here's the thing. I try to teach people to get in the habit of reading your Bible and then taking ownership of what you see in the Bible. Locate, the promises, the blessing, take ownership of that, and then start using those things to fuel your trust, your belief, your day. For instance, here's what I'm trying to say. I remember, this is a couple years ago now, my son Mason had asked me on a Friday, could we go to Chuck E. Cheese?
Right.
And I said, tomorrow. We can go to Chuck E. Cheese tomorrow. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, we can go to Chuck E. Cheese tomorrow. Okay, so this is Friday night, right? We can go to Chuck E. Cheese tomorrow, meaning Saturday. I wake up on Saturday. I go into the kitchen. He's doing this dance. I mean, he's just dancing. And I said, what are you so happy for? And he said, well, because you said yesterday that today we're going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
And I said, well, I got a lot of stuff to do. He said, doesn't matter. You said yesterday that today we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. I said, man, I got meetings. I gave him a list of things to do. He said, I don't care how long I have to wait. I don't care what I have to sit through. I don't care how much patience I have to have. All I know is you said yesterday that today we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. What he did was, he took ownership of my words. He took ownership. He used that as fuel. And when he went to bed, he just knew it may take a minute, but it's going to happen. Well, this is what blew me away. My daughter, Sydney, came in the room. She saw Mason all dancing.
Right.
She started dancing too. I'm like, nah, I didn't tell you nothing.
Right.
I don't know what I didn't make you any promises. I said, what are you dancing for? She said, well, all I know is whatever he's dancing for, I can dance for too, because whatever you're going to do for him, I already know you're going to do for me.
That's right.
Now that's faith right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's faith. And so I took that as a lesson, and I'm like, wow, if I could just be like that with God.
Right.
And not let every little thing make me so spiritually up and down and roller coaster ride. But if I could just trust him even when I can't trace him.
And so, right. So instead of like trying to move God with our emotions, let's try using his word, his own word, to have him respond to his word. Because his word never returns to him void. It never falls to the ground unproductive or undone. But man, try emotionally manipulating God and see how that works for your life. That doesn't work.
Right.
Because God isn't moved by our whining, moaning, and complaining, right? You know, because I'm probably, like, I remember the guy at the pool in the Bible.
Right.
He was surrounded by a whole bunch of people who were sick.
Yeah.
How did Jesus, like, walk by all those people?
Right.
Just to the one person.
Right.
And heal the one person.
Right.
Faith.
Yep.
You know, everyone else is there for some other reason, probably.
Yep.
It's some other issues on their mind.
Yep.
And it always cracks me up. So I love the kid example because that makes more sense. Holding you to what you said.
Yep.
You know, as opposed to, I'm just going to emotionally bully daddy into taking us to Chuck E. Cheese today.
Right.
You know, why? Because I feel like it and that's what I want to do today.
Right. Well, let me tell y'all something. If you want to know the truth, everybody exhibits faith every day without even knowing it. For instance, when you say stuff like, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, that's faith.
That's faith.
You don't really know that you'll see me tomorrow. I mean, anything could happen between today and tomorrow. Life is so unpredictable. Unfortunately, I had to do some call it funeral, but in our belief system, we say homegoing celebration.
Right.
So I had to do one of those services yesterday, and there was a story of a young man who went to the person who had passed away. He went up to his former job to tell them that this person passed away. Well, as soon as he informed them that this person passed away, he went to go get in his car and went unconscious and passed away in his car, after having just informed them that somebody else had passed away. And it was a real life moment of tomorrow's just not promised. But we tell each other all the time, I'll see you tomorrow. Faith is stuff like, man, go check out this movie. You're going to love it. How do you know I'm going to love it? Or just any number of things that we really exhibit faith in, not even knowing. So a lot of times, we'll blow this subject up and we'll think, oh, I can't do that. But you're already doing it, y'all. You're already doing it.
Right.
So just expand on what you're already doing. Just like you're going to see me tomorrow, know that God is going to take care of you tomorrow. So I got to go to break. It's getting good. Okay, hopefully my son doesn't try to take over the show again when I leave. I'm just running to get some water, man. I'll be right back. Don't take over the show. I'll be right back. Tell them when we come back. 2 minutes, y'all. This is Marlon Saunders on the Marlon Saunders Show. I'll see y'all in 2 minutes. All right, peace.
Hey y'all, this is Mason Saunders from the Mason Saunders Show. My dad is not here right now, so I am filling in. So my dad left off at faith. So
I can't leave the room without, what are you doing? Just take taking over the show. He renamed the Mason Saunders Show. This is Mason Saunders. Man, get your own show. Get your own sponsors. The Mason Saunders Show brought to you by Baloney. Get your own sponsors and get your own show. Mason Saunders Show brought to you by Lunchables. We're going to get you your own sponsors so you can hook it up. All right. Okay. So, y'all, this is Marlon Saunders on the Marlon Saunders Show, and I'm coming to you live. We've been having a great time in the studio talking about faith. We started talking about faith, foolishness, all of that. Listen, AM 1220, Santa Clarita's hometown station. The phone number 661-298-5487. You can log on to hometownstation.com, download the mobile app. But we are on live from Santa Clarita. I got to say this while I'm thinking about it. We're moving our studios in about another week or so. Y'all. I can't even begin to tell you how much fun we are about to have. I believe when we move, you'll actually be able to stand around like they do at the Today Show and see us doing the radio show. I believe that's what's about to happen. That means I'm going to be ridiculous, off the chain. I'm going to say something. I'm going to set it completely off. It's going to be bananas. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be off the charts, off the chain. I'm hitting my son in the arm as I say this. He's just staring at me. It's going to be, oh my gosh. So we'll keep you posted on that because y'all, the one thing I love is people. So we'll let you know when that move is and all that. I believe it's another week to our new studio. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Okay, we have a few minutes left. I want to make sure I said this before, but I want to make sure I throw it back out there. Connect with me on Facebook. Just search Pastor Marlon Saunders on Facebook. You know what I forgot? We have a Marlon Saunders Show Facebook page. We're going to get that more pumped up. But you can search the Marlon Saunders Show on Facebook. Actually, you can log on to the Marlon Saunders Show.com and find me there too. And so anyway, connect with me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. The website for the church, ValenciaChristianCenter.org. Our special guest today, my brother-in-law, Jay Stepter, who serves as one of our elders at the church. Our elders are responsible for our spiritual oversight, leading, and guidance. He also serves as one of our teaching pastors. We've had a great show today talking about faith. Let everybody know how they can get in touch with you if they want to just see who you are or connect some more over this subject.
No, I think Facebook is a safe bet. You can search me as Jay Stepter and link with me there.
Man, Facebook is just a genius idea. I'm gonna start something called Backbook. It's like Facebook, but
it's the back of your head.
Yeah. Backbook. And what you do is you just take like a picture of your back.
Right.
That's your profile picture. So Backbook, Mason, would you join Backbook? Yeah. See, he's all over Backbook. Man, Backbook would be the hottest thing. People be like, hey, Facebook, that's old school, that's old news. You can catch me on Backbook and, log on to Backbook and type my name in. Mason said he's 8. He said, how can you tell who's who? You can't, okay? You just have to know that's Mason's back right there. You just have to know.
When you're number one, everyone will recognize you from behind.
There you go. There you go. Faith. All right. Who are you putting your faith in? Golden State Warriors or Cleveland Cavaliers?
I'm putting my faith in God, man. God doesn't need a game 7.
I think one of the best answers I ever heard, I was in my religion class, and a guy said to me, he said, if the Dallas Cowboys are playing the Denver Broncos,
right,
and they both have a prayer circle in their locker room,
and they do,
and they come out to play, who wins? Thought that was one of the best questions I ever heard. My professor, without batting an eye, looked at him and said, God enjoys the game.
Absolutely.
I love that right there because I wanted him to say Broncos. I didn't know. I'm a Dallas fan. I got to be a Broncos fan because, as you know, living in my house with, y'all, kind of growing up in Denver.
Bronco fans.
Yeah, you guys are hardcore Bronco fans. So I gotta be a Bronco fan to a certain extent if I want to live in peace. But I'm also a Dallas Cowboys fan. My dad, many years ago, played for the Rams.
Right.
And so I kind of got to be a Rams fan, even though I know nothing about them. The only thing I know about the Rams is Eric Dickerson, and I think that was the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm a Raiders fan. And so I want the Raiders to come home. They're talking about, building a stadium here in LA for our football team. We got 2 of everything, but no football team. How does that work? 2 basketball teams, 2 baseball teams, no football team. I'm a little salty about that right there. So anyway, I think we should just create our own team called the Freeways. That's what we should do. And we just build them from the ground up.
405s versus the 110s.
Yeah. Our own league. Our own freeway league. Anyway, y'all, this has been fun. It's been a pleasure. This hour goes way too fast. My sons have been so good.
Ooh,
Max, man, he's 2, hasn't said a word all day, just looking, because he knows there's an ice cream sandwich on the other end of this. That's why. Yeah, he's like, I ain't messing up my ice cream sandwich. I'm going to sit right here. Mason, he's done a fantastic job. That's my boy right there, 8 years old, giving me dap right now, blowing it up. Is there anything you want to say right before we leave?
There's so many things I'm going to do next week. Watch out.
That's right, because next week, my kids are on the show for our special Father's Day show. My wife is here. Our kids are here. Special Father's Day. Love y'all, man. Y'all tune in. Elder J, thank you.
No worries.
Man, everybody, love y'all. Marlon Saunders, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Boom, we out.